Hey everyone, Mike Harris, Goals Director of Public Policy, back again for another legislative update. We're doing the series weekly, or trying to do it weekly, to fill you in on what is going on up at the Massachusetts State House and to outline a bill you should know about. I'll also tell you how to get in touch with your legislator and what you can do to get involved yourself. So, the State House remains closed to the public and likely will be for the foreseeable future, unfortunately. However, as of right now, it is the beginning of September and the legislature's summer break is ending. This means they should be back in session within the next couple weeks, meaning that hearings will soon commence and legislation will start moving again. As always, GOAL will be on its game, keeping an eye out for firearms-related bills and making sure you know what's happening and what you can do about it. Always keeping an eye on that stuff. So, like I said, it is September, and that means time is running out to submit a comment about the ATF's proposed rule change regarding pistol braces and their definition of a short-barreled rifle. September 8th is actually the last day to make your voice heard on this proposal. And this arbitrary rule change would place pistol braces kind of in the same category as stocks for the purposes of this conversation, and thus make the pistols they are attached to short-barreled rifles, subject to the National Firearms Act, meaning that thousands of legal gun owners could become overnight felons or be forced to pay for a $200 tax stamp to keep these guns as is. This rule change would also make it more difficult or even impossible for disabled people to use the same guns and firearms as everyone else without being subject to an additional tax, which, in my opinion, is pretty unfair. The comment period for the ATF's other rule change we've been monitoring regarding their definition of a firearm or receiver ended on August 19th, and at last count received 294,632 comments. There's no way to tell from the straight count how many of these comments were in favor of the regulation and how many were opposed, but regardless, I think overall that's not too bad, I guess. We will see how that one shakes out soon, I am sure. Now, to get to what's happening in Massachusetts. Currently, per Mass General Law, Chapter 40, Section 129B and Section 131, a holder of an LTC must notify the licensing authority of the jurisdiction that issued their license, the police chief into whose jurisdiction they are moving, and the commissioner of the Department of Criminal Justice Information Services of any change of address within 30 days of such a move. Licensees can inform these entities by submitting a form that can be found on the Commonwealth's website, and a link I'll post in the description below. Licensees can also inform DCJIS via certified mail or by phone, a number that's on that form, actually. All well and good, right? I mean, if we absolutely need to turn the exercise of a civil right into a permittable activity, then informing the licensing authority of the movement of those permits makes sense to them. But here's the rub. According to Mass General Law, Chapter 140, those sections, failure to notify any of those three entities shall be cause for the revocation or suspension of the license. It doesn't say by whom the decision to revoke or suspend lies with, the original issuing authority or the destination, and it also is completely unclear regarding how or why the authority would make a decision to revoke rather than suspend someone's license in that circumstance. So, yeah, arbitrary. This is where House Bill 2499 comes in. H 2499, an act relative to change of address for firearm licensing, would eliminate the penalty for the failure to notify within 30 days, meaning no licensing authority would be able to revoke or suspend someone's license for failing to notify anyone of change of address. This would make moving to a new home within the same state while exercising one's constitutional civil rights not subject to the whims of a nebulous authority that could revoke or suspend that right due to a simple time constraint. Great stuff. The bill was filed by Representative Joe McKenna, one of our favorites, and referred to the Joint Committee on Public Safety and Homeland Security, where it is waiting for a hearing. GOAL assisted Rep. McKenna drafting the bill, so we are definitely in favor of its passage for the reasons I already discussed. We'll certainly let you know when it's scheduled to be heard, if it gets a hearing, and we will put the link to the text of the bill in the description below, along with links to the other information I've discussed as well. And that's it for this week's GOAL legislative update. As always, please get involved. The best way to help us advocate for you is to also advocate for yourselves. The louder our collective voice, the more people will have to listen. And like I said, or like I always say, if you check out goal.org, there's a map that will show you how to get to your legislator's contact information based on where you live. And we'll put that link in the description below. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next week.